Okay, this is the Duck Dynasty guy. And this hat we always call the Rumpelstiltskin hat. I don't know why it was just named that. Okay, so we want to talk about the nature of happy people and the nature of happy people. The item on the table is a particularly difficult situation. And that situation is beings in consciousness who are using a lot of there's no word for it. If you were going to relate it to something in English, it would be definitely highly charged negativity fields. So, if things like mana and prana and chi and reiki are life energies, they want to use the idea of orgone and sort of anti orgone. Yes, they use, um, it's not the same as an antiparticle, but it is highly charged in negativity. And would it be deadly to life? No. It's just, it's a ridiculousness. It's a ridiculousness. But they couch themselves in this stuff so that they can be hiding from us. And the ridiculousness of it is that in consciousness, you cannot hide. There is nothing to hide. And, only people with self importance worry about others knowing what they are all about. The Earth game is mostly about humans who are not really human at all, but kind of are little captured bits of consciousness that are mind wiped, so they don't know who they are, and then they discover themselves as little children and they grow up into adult humans for the sake of these other beings' pleasure. These other beings are the ones that have captured you and put you into these, well, you think of them as human bodies. They are not human bodies. They are more like, well, it's difficult to say. To you, they might seem like, biological. To someone who really knows what they are kind of like robots. Whatever you were before you were captured and put into these robotic human looking bodies eventually will be returned to you. And whatever the beings are that have stolen you out of your wherever you were to put you into their prison will also be revealed to you. Who we are will not be revealed to you. In other words, we are the ones who are coming in to free you from the prison, but we are not going to explain anything about ourselves because you don't have a need to know. And we choose not to reveal ourselves to you. Because you were mind wiped and put into this, well, some people even in present day Earth call it the Matrix. Whatever you were before you were put into the Earth matrix, uh, it's probably different for different individuals. But anything that the human so called mythology says is incorrect. Everything that you have been given as a human is only for the sake of being in the matrix. The beings that, are supposed to be your family, fellow humans, are not. It seems like the Twilight Zone. But are they conscious? Not necessarily. Some of them are very robotic. But there are some that are like you who are actually conscious, sentient, and have been severely hurt by this. Some people call it an experiment. I'm going to call it a kidnapping and brutalization. You cannot get out of your matrix prison on your own. So you have to call on others to help get you out. And the others that know that you're here are also aware that it is a difficult prison to get you out of. Because the beings who created this prison are just like the ones who are going to free you. Not necessarily creator gods, but they are definitely technologically advanced. And the ones who created the prison that you are in, when people call it the matrix that appears as the earth, the ones that have done this have a contract with all the other ones, like us, and they have broken their contract. So they have not only broken their contract with us, but they have infringed upon you. And these are all considered, well, very criminal actions. We will deal with these ones, and unfortunately, all we can tell you is they will be dealt with, and you will probably never hear what happened to them. Unfortunately, it's just because we don't want to reveal ourselves to you. But do know that this kind of activity has been done in the past and unfortunately will be done in the future because in our, well, in human terms, in our species, these rogues happen from time to time. I'm terribly sorry. And the simple fact is, whatever you were before is not even recorded. So, how are we going to make it up to you, little beings that think that you're humans, but have been put into the matrix? We are going to have to make you like us. So, your new identity is going to be a bit of a learning process. And your new identity is nothing to do with your earth religions or philosophies. It is going to be a completely separate kind of way of looking at things. And no one on YouTube or the internet or anyone at a university has got the right answer. The process of freeing you from the matrix prison that appears to be Earth, some people say it's like the simulation theory or something. Yes, it's correct because it is an artificial construct. And freeing you is not definitely easy, it's not difficult. The most difficulty is helping you adapt to become like us. Because your Earth memories and the way things are on Earth are very hard for us to deal with because you're so used to the way that things are among the so-called humans on planet Earth that to come to become like us, oh dear, a great challenge. Some of you might say, well, I've done psychedelic drugs, so I've seen bizarre things. This is nothing like what that might be. It is not a trip. It is basically us and what you are, and we're going to have to merge you into what we are. Are you ready for that? It is the great fear of the unknown among humans that will rise up, the great fear of the unknown. How will you deal with the fear of the unknown? In words, fear is false evidence appearing real. In other words, fear of more brutality, more torture, more loss. Those are the main fears among humans. And do we have these fears? Yes, we also have these fears because we have experienced these as well. So I know you're going to have a million questions, and most of the questions are never going to be answerable in a YouTube video. If you are ready to become someone who exits Earth Matrix, well, you can raise your hand. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, human. It's time to evolve. I'm wearing the Rumpelstiltskin hat, but for all intents and purposes, you can call me the guy who told us that we were going to evolve into something new.